करोति वाचलं पुङ्गं लङ्घयतेऽग्रं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनदारणम्. So, as we discussed last class, that today's class will be about Sati. Topic will be Sati, and we will go in detail about this. So, if you search in Google, what is Sati? Sati means Pativrata. Sati means the name of Mother Parvati, who burnt herself when the Daksha ill-treated Shiva, Lord Shiva. So, but Sati is also a practice in Vedic society, or maybe many years before. The women who cannot live after her husband, she submit herself in the funeral fire of her husband. So that is called Sati. So we will see today in detail about this practice. What in history, in Vedic literature says about this. So I was after reading in detail about this, I got a little bit scared that this lecture, if we appreciate the practice of Sati, we may get blasphemed. Or if we take the term of chastity, for a woman, chastity should be the first prime important. So if we consider that, if chastity is very important for a woman, then if a woman choose to die with her husband, it's very glorious, right? This concept is clear. But in due course of time, it was forced upon women, and it became very cruel. And the Kali Yuga women cannot be so strong to leave her body. But the society, Indian society, became very cruel. That's why a revolution happened. A revolution happened and it was stopped. So it may be good if a woman is very determined. So we will show light on different aspects. I will gradually analyze this topic, that's all. I am not going to promote this, or I am not going to support this, or we will see what it is. That's my thing. So I was, long before I was very curious, and I also asked about this to my Gurudev, and he said, then I said, it is good, no, if women wants to die with her husband. But he said that should not be forced upon. Some may not want to die. Some may not have that courage to die, right? Death is not so easy, right? Suicide is not easy. It's very difficult, definitely. If death comes automatically, that is different. But death cannot be forced. So no, many cannot do this. Only a strong chest lady, or not, we cannot say that only if you die, you are chest lady. But if attachment is very strong and they don't want to see any other calamities here with after her husband's death, so such a kind of ladies, they should have a very strong willpower. Then it is possible. But in advance of Kali Yuga, women became very not much strong, right? But the society was, I don't know, I'm surprised how they can be so cruel, especially in West Bengal and Rajasthan. They were very cruel in killing the women because the law said that the women, uh, the wife after the death of the husband inherit the properties. For that, in West Bengal, they forced this sati. Okay. So many such incidences happened. So in one particular area, around 300 ladies in one time together, they died. So a revolution happened. So social activists like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, they stopped this. But still, until 2007, can you imagine? Somebody died as sati. So now we will go how it started. We can see the same sati incident in Bhagavatam. In the fourth canto, Prithu Maharaja left the kingdom, went to the forest along with his wife Archi to do tapasya in the forest. So after completing his tapasya, the time came. So he, by meditation, he leaves his body. So he takes his life air from this chakra and then he leaves. So when he leaves the body, then Archie takes the body. She's very courageous, you see. Takes the body into a higher platform. Then she lit the fire with the wood and all. Then she lies down on that. So she also die along with her husband. When they go into airplanes to Vaikunta, all the heavenly planets residents, they see that, you see, they were appreciating how Arshi followed Prithu Maharaj. So they were appreciating it. So this comes in Bhagavatam. Other than that, we can see in Mahabharata, Pandu's wife Madri commits sati. But Kunti was not allowed because two wives, one of them should take care of the children. Kunti also wanted to do that, but Madri said, I am not so great like you. You will not show any partiality between my children and your children. So better you live. Because of my mistake, Pandu left. So let me atone for this. Let me go and you take care of children. So the sati was made sensibly in the beginning. I don't know when it started in the history. It is mostly in the early centuries, especially in the Kshatriya women. Why it happened in the Kshatriya women, why they commit sati? Because once the king dies in the battlefield, the queens and the servants of the queens, different classes of dasis were there, along with queen, the main queen and the important queens and dasis and different kinds of women were there in the internal chambers. So they were arrested by the enemy king and then they were misused or they were used as prostitutes. So especially in Rajasthan, once they know that the king died, they immediately enter into fire. So this happened in many times, big queens, before the enemy comes, especially the Muslim kings. They use the queens and they harass them. So thinking that they very, very strong will. This is a very strong will, right? Women committing sati means not easy. But for them to become somebody's prostitute or somebody's uh, enjoyment is very difficult than to die. You understand this. See, I am for my husband. If my husband is not there, I cannot become wife of or a woman of somebody else. So better I leave the body. This is easy for me. Rather, I live with somebody. So the point of chastity was very, very important for those ladies. And because there is no option of living peacefully after the husband's death, because husband was the king. But other classes in the society in general, there was a system of how a widow should live. So if you listen to modern day articles and informations about this, they were thinking that this is very, very cruel. But everything has a positive side, right? Positive side means why the widows in a woman's life there should be only one man, right? That should be the best part. If she marries and marries, then Varna Sankara happens. So, but if this cannot be preached nowadays in the society, this cannot be preached at all, because then if you preach this, then you become cruel, because using this, the society became very cruel to women. That was true also. See, now that's what I'm going to explain. If you take this in a right spirit, so Sati is very good, because the women cannot live with other men. So she went away with her husband. But after that, there is an ascetic life assigned for the women. Nowadays, nobody is doing any ascetic life after the death of the husband. No, nothing. No, maybe more enjoyment after the death of the husband. Now, scene changed, right? That's what we are seeing. Not to this extent, not to that extent. Yeah. If a husband dies, the woman has a ascetic life. Means then she can practice sannyas. She can voluntarily adapt a simple life and focus more on devotional life. If that is there, then it is good. But the society put a cruelty on the widow women that, if you are there in the social custom, then, it is very inauspicious. Then, you are not supposed to do anything. So, such kind of ill treatments made it worse, and the women become the opposite now. If it is taken in a right spirit, yes, the women should not become a sense gratificatory object to other men after the husband's death, right? If that understanding is there, with the family support, she should take up a very ascetic life. In that way, it is good, fine. But the society made a mess. That's why now, no, I have never seen a woman, especially in South India now, many places, they don't show any symptom of widowhood. Many times Matajis come to my house. This is South Indian culture that we give kumkum to the ladies when they come. So, but how do you know that somebody is a widow? Because they are like any other women. So normally I give kumkum to everybody. So then later they say, no, I am a widow. I am not supposed to take kumkum. So that means now women think that, my husband may die, but, I still want to use all attractive things. Again, whether it is sati or taking the life of a widow, the particular woman should take a right decision. If it is voluntary, then the society will not come in between. Right? It should be voluntary. The women should think, okay, now my period of enjoyment is stopped. Now let me take up a simple life. And let me reduce my sense gratification. That should be voluntary. But if it is forced upon, then what is happening in the society, we are all seeing, right? So again, coming to the Sati practice in Rajasthan, those queens, especially because when the enemies are Muslims, they really harassed the queens. We see that once the queen, I don't know the names and all, there is a step well in Ahmedabad, if you see. So that step well was half constructed. So the king was, the king lost the war with the enemy Muslim king. The Muslim king arrested even the queen. And so he wanted to have her, not marry her. So the queen said, yes, yes, I will agree for you, but my husband did off work. So we have to complete that work. Please complete that work, then I will fulfill your desire. So the work was done. So the step well, if you see that in Ahmedabad, it is one of the tourist place. It was done. Then after once it is done and everything is fine, she fell into that well and then died. So the queen thought, I should fulfill my desire of my husband. So she did it and then she left the body. Like that, there are so many glorious ladies who don't want to live with any other man except a husband. So this is very appreciable. As Madhuri did, as Archie did. But definitely it needs a very strong mind. Can you imagine that? Can you get into a fire living? It seems in those days, there are 3 options given to a widow, that she can directly enter into the fire, or she takes some poison and then die and then throw into the fire, or heat herself in a sharp object so that she kills herself. So if a woman is very weak, if a woman has no idea to die, it's very difficult. It should not be forced upon, as it happened in West Bengal. So they were very cruel. And I was surprised how a whole society can become cruel to a person who lived among them. These things are like, so people were very bad. Or why they did, I don't know. I'm not able to understand how a family member can turn so bad to the mother or to the bahu or to the daughter-in-law, like that. These are all some question marks arised in my mind. So when I read the history, also one devotee, he narrated that that one incident, like Mughals, when when they were ruling India, they wanted to stop this sati practice. They tried, but they couldn't. They were not successful, especially Akbar. Akbar was a friendly king, which we heard a lot. Glorious about Akbar, I don't know how far he was good or bad, I don't know. Once one lady in his kingdom, she wanted to do sati. Queen, or I don't know who was she. That is there in Wikipedia and records, history. When she wanted to do sati, Akbar is a king, right? Emperor. So he told her that, don't do this. And she said very strongly, you don't interfere in this. Like that, until she dies, 7, 8 times he persuaded her not to do this, not to do this. She didn't mind. She said, you keep quiet, you go ahead. You may be the king, but you are not my king of my life. I want to go for this. So, such very strong ladies were there. very strong queens who don't want to unite with any other men except husband. So husband leaves, so I will also leave the body. That is very, very strong mind. But the society should support a woman when she wants to live as a widow, not to put her as an inauspicious object, right? Rather, support her as an ascetic lady or a sannyasi. So women get sannyas after the death of the husband, right? If the husband takes sannyas, also women become widow. If the husband takes sannyas, the woman can become a widow. Means she also, it is mentioned that she become a ascetic also. But yeah, this sati practice has become turned out very, very bad. We see in South India also. South India has some cases or amazing cases we can see. There are the Sola kings and Pandya kings' wives. They did this sati. And we see that in the story or real story, that I have to make a research on Kannagi story, which I narrated in our Sri Dharma classes. This Kannagi, she didn't die immediately. Death punishment was given to her husband without proper judgment. So she went to seek the justice for her husband to the king. And she proved that her husband is faultless. Then the king, after knowing this, because he was so very good, dharmic king, so he immediately he died. After knowing that he has committed a big, great mistake by giving this false judgment, so immediately he leaves his body. His wife, he is Pandya king, and his wife Devi, Koperan Devi, she also dies along with him. You see? That means they were very, very dharmic. That queen also must be a chaste lady. Without her husband, she cannot survive. Then Kannagi burns the whole city of Madurai. Whole city of Madurai by the power of her chastity. But then she joins her husband. Okay, like that, there are many king's wives did sati along with her husbands. But in South India, it was not forced upon like in North India, like Bengal and Rajasthan. In Rajasthan, it seems the last case of sati was 18-year-old girl who didn't want to die. She escaped, but she was taken, she was caught and then forced. And then later they make this drama, like they construct a temple for her and they worship her, all these things. But without understanding, if a social practice is there, then it has become a very cruel practice, not a. So the British British tried to stop it, but after the endeavors of Raja Ram Mohan Rai, who was also a Brahmin. This was very much prevalent in the Brahmin caste. He was also a Brahmin. And so many history says so many things about this, about the sati practice, and about there was a law that especially in Bengal, after the death of the husband, the wife inherits the properties. So then, for that reason, they killed, they made her to sati. But these things seems to be a good intention turned to bad practices in the society. I'm still wondering how a society can turn to such a cruelty. But now everything went out of hand. No culture, no chastity, so much diverse. There is no word called chastity at all. Nobody speaks. It's very, very common that if a lady divorce or become a widow, they daringly remarry. There is no shame or there is no concept at all. Then the question arises: why only for women? Why only for women one marriage? Why not for the men? Many times the Shastra says men and women are different species. They are not one. They are different. That's why they get into marriage. So the rules for both are different. Different. So the society has become very, very bad now. Instead of taking the good points, they have become anti. So for that reason, now it's extremely different now. Different now. The women forgot what is shyness. Women forgot what is chastity. So women have become a different sense enjoying object now. Little before also, the family ladies are different from the cinematic ladies. Family ladies have respect. They don't appear in public and they don't do anything in public. But now, all the family women are also like cinema ladies that we are seeing now. And they are like cinema women only. All. There is no shyness. There is no chastity. There is no dress sense. They don't follow any dress code. We cannot preach also all these things. So as devotee women, we should be very matured to understand why chastity is very important for women and how we can, by following that, we can advance in Krishna consciousness. So why it is repeated in Shastra that for a woman chastity is very important? See, for a man, brahmacharya is there, sannyasa is there. For women, same thing, chastity. So by applying all the rules, a woman apply for individual apply for worshipping the Lord. If she applies that practically with her husband, she can advance. That is given for women. If she exactly apply that in her life, see what is there in devotional life, serving Krishna, right? If she serves the representative of Krishna, she advance in both family life and spiritual life. So that's what is given to women. She should follow same devotional life, but doing it because practically we are using that techniques, serving the husband, serving the husband's family. By doing that, practically the women become humble, and women learn to remain submissive. This is then the modern people, they don't understand this to any level, because there is no religion, there is no culture. They don't. We cannot preach. I got very scared by seeing the society, because we were in the society of ISKCON. Even ISKCON ladies cannot understand this. Only few ladies can understand. Even within ISKCON also, it's preaching such things. It's very difficult. Very difficult. Prabhupada gave 4 regulative principles, right? 4 regulative principles. But many people, they don't understand what is this 4 regulative principle. Many, they don't understand. Divorce and remarry. 1, 2, 3, many times also. One husband, two husbands. I am seeing in my own eyes. This is dharma. Dharma should be practiced. I'm in the I'm in the higher class, but I don't know the basics. For example, I'm in 10th grade, but I don't know 1, 2, 3. I'm in 10th grade. I'm studying in 10th class, but I don't know the first class lessons. Like that it is. If you don't follow the dharma, dharma for men also is there, women also is there. So as we are talking dharma for women, but many, they don't understand only. Now, how will you make them to understand that women should be very shy, women should dress properly, women should remain chaste, women should have only one husband in life. Uh, so she should serve the husband as a representative of God. How now it is preaching to ISKCON also it has become very difficult because the counter arguments come. No, I cannot do. No, I don't want to do. You Indian, no? You are Indian, no? If I preach to Western Matajis, they question me, you are Indian, no? You will speak like that only. Once one Western Mataji wanted to divorce her husband, good husband. She only told, how I know? Then I told her, why do you? No, he's not a devotee. Then I said, make him a devotee. It's okay, even if he's not a devotee, you adjust and leave. No. You are Indian, no, you will speak like that only. I don't want him. So she divorced, and the next moment she married somebody else. Then in my eyes, not in my eyes, in the eyes of the management, universal management, it is illicit sex for a woman. We are crossing the four regulative principles, one of the four regulative principles. It is like meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. So it is like that. Then the question may arise. What to do with the divorcees, what to do with widows. So in the group Power of Inspiration, there was one conversation. So one Mataji asked, Mataji, one 25-year-old girl got divorced because of some problem. So what to do now? She's very young. What to do now? Her case is genuine. Her husband was very bad. We all understand that a woman should not sit in the sacrificial fire for 2 times in her life. Only one time, that's all. So what to do? The question arised. Everybody answered, even myself answered, that she's very young. Let her remarry. So one girl got very annoyed and she said, oh, Prabhupada, she quoted Prabhupada's and also Shastras. We all understand. All these things are there. Am I supporting remarriage? No. But why remarriage is, then why I suggested remarriage? The reason is, if you leave a girl like that, a very young 25 years old girl like that, she is going to disturb the society. Unless if she is like a very good ascetic, very good ascetic, very good in Krishna consciousness. There is no trace of sense gratification in her mind. She's totally renounced, good. Unless if she is like that, she is allowed to live like that. But 99.9%, their mind get agitated. They want to enjoy. Then they target brahmacharis and sannyasis. This I have seen in my experience. Better they get married and settle peacefully rather to disturb the society. That's why this is suggested. Otherwise, remarriage for women is not so suggested. It is not there for them. That's all. One time marriage. If they divorce, divorce. If the husband die, then they remain a woman, a widow, and lead a single life. But at the age of 50, they want to remarry. Children are grown up. Husband divorced. Lots of money is there. So they are. I have seen such women in ISKCON. They target brahmacharis and sannyasis. I have seen some women married 3 times. That's why the higher values should be taught again and again. Because such people, they disturb the society. That's why these things are taught, these things should be discussed, and we should come to a dharmic conclusion. Correct? And anyway, we have to handle, as a society, we have to handle widow ladies compassionately. I have seen one widow, Mataji, she's targeting a brahmachari. When I was asked to counsel that lady. I told you have children. How dare you can see? He is never married. You have children, grown up children, and you are elder to him. Then why you are doing this? Please. We will apply in you please apply in matrimonial service and find a similar kind of man for you. Why you are targeting brahmachari and you are spoiling his life? So where the previous ladies, where the present day ladies now? You please compare and see. Previously, they were dying along with the husbands. Now they want to change. And they are not satisfied. Right? That's why we should preach that women should be chaste. By the power of chastity, they can have lots of power. That's why it was said that Sati is good because, in her next life, she will be glorious for the act. But, the society become a mess with that case. If you see Sati, such horrible cases are coming out. Otherwise, it is very good. But now I am not able to see a very good, very understanding, perfect, means at least attached couples nowadays because of the advent of Kali Yuga, different opinions, fights, this and that, no adjustments. So now it is our duty to preach along with Krishna consciousness, Stri Dharma also, Dharma. So that's what one senior devotee who came to our house, he told, please preach Dharma. Because Dharma is also very important. As I said, I am in 10th grade, but I don't know what is in the 1st and 2nd grade. So these are all basics for a human society. Because of the Western influence, also advent of Kali Yuga, people, they simply don't understand this in society now. But we devotees should be different from them, respectable, follow the Dharma, Stri Dharma especially, teach our children. We ourselves should follow and then teach the children also. That's my request. So if you have, there are so many informations about this Sati practice and other things. This much is enough for us to take some inspiration that, those ladies, great ladies, they lived with one man. So we have great appreciation for those heroic women. We should develop mental strength to remain chaste. That's what my request is. If you have any comments, doubts, you are welcome. Hare Krishna. No doubts, sir. All are keeping quiet. No comments also. Janaki, what is your opinion regarding this? It is good or bad? Rohini.
Hare Krishna Mataji, sorry, Pranam.
Pranam. Janaki.
I was listening and I was just wearing sari. We are going to center for Vaishnavi Bhajan. We all Matajis have arranged. So
Okay.
yes, Mataji, I was listening. So one thing, what I was surprised what you said that once if a husband takes sannyas, at that time also the wife becomes widow. This I was not knowing. Really, it was surprise.
Oh,
Means how she should stay then once the husband takes sannyas.
like a widow, white saree, shaving head.
Oh, completely changed everything. Oh,
Because
oh,
physically the husband is died. Once they take the sanya,
oh. Hmm.
dead.
Okay.
It was
Yes,
in
Mataji.
Prabhupada's time. Now it is nobody. They become guru, grasta gurus. I'm seeing
Mm-hmm.
grasta guru, and then the wife is a guru mata. Like that I'm seeing, but I have not seen that devotee
Mm-hmm.
taking sannyas and the wife becomes widow. That was Prabhupada's time. It happened.
Okay, okay. So now we don't have any live example like recently if any Prabhuji or any like senior devotee has taken sannyas. That example right now we don't see, right, Mataji, in ISKCON or any.
But I don't. Nobody is taking sannyas from.
Okay.
They
Yes.
become Vanaprastha. I have seen recently one devotee here in Mayapur community. He became Vanaprastha. Why
Oh, okay.
children?
Mm-hmm.
Vanaprastha means they live separately or they join the temple.
Okay.
No, such things are also not very clear in ISKCON.
Mm.
ISKCON also is going in a different direction. Now, one question has come here.
Mm.
What Prabhupada said for widow women. Widow women, generally in ISKCON, we are seeing Prabhupada's disciples that they shave their head, wear white saris. But this is not forced upon. Again, it should be voluntary. I have seen many ladies, even in ISKCON, they become widow, but they don't change anything. If some ladies are under my guidance, I suggest them. Better you wear white sari. Even if you cannot shave your head, better you wear white sari. But I have seen many ladies who have become widow. They don't change anything. They remain as like a married woman. But my suggestion, even Prabhupada, general understanding is, it is by the providence, sannyas is given to you, given to a woman when the husband dies. Then she should happily accept sannyas, right? In the sense she can focus more on devotional life, more on advancing now. In ISKCON, women want to become sannyasis, fighting, no? They want to become sannyas. They want to, become guru. But for widow women, nature, this means the providence itself is giving you. So she can eat less. She can become fully. I have seen some Matajis immediately after the husband's death. They wear white. I have seen some serious devotees. And they chant, they don't speak much, they don't associate with much anyone. They don't even preach. They are like vanaprastha and sannyas. They lead a very secluded, ideal life. Such ladies I appreciate very much. But this Western and other, even Indian, some Indian ladies, they remarry, and they remain like that. And, so, but some, I don't know, it depends. They should take instruction from their gurus. The guru is very strong, I mean, in these areas, they should guide them that, Now, sannyas is given to you easily. Please take up. Okay, this one. And you particularly, Govinda Priya is asking for one particular Mataji. As far as I know that her husband is living. She's a divorcee. So it is also a good decision. Being a divorcee, she didn't opt for going for another marriage. And she is living like a widow. That is very good. Very good. I have seen one more Mataji who is a divorcee. Throughout our life, she is living like an ascetic only, but she didn't renounce the dress code and all, because husband is still living, so she's wearing simple dress. She's an ascetic lady, very, very focused on Krishna consciousness. I have seen some wonderful ladies also in ISKCON. She is a Westerner, but leading a very, very wonderful ascetic life. Rasamurthy, doubt? No doubts. You like Sati or not? At least comment about the Sati system. What do you think about it? You like it or not?
It's very difficult.
Yeah, very difficult, but one who is very strong, right? If a woman is very, very strong, determined, like that Akbar case, she didn't. She said, shut up, go ahead, stop. Don't interfere in my life. Go. 7, 8 times the Akbar went and stopped her. She didn't listen. So that is very strong, ladies.
Mataji, even I have seen one of my relative, as soon as her husband died, she couldn't sustain that means she couldn't bear that separation. Immediately, she also died.
Yeah, but
See,
oh,
sometimes it happens they are non-devotees, but she is so much chaste towards her husband. She couldn't even bear the separation with just a single day. The same day he died, next day she died, Mataji.
great.
So this is how I can see so much
We cannot,
separation they feel.
we will not criticize if somebody is not dying, right? But the pain may be there, but death is not coming to them. So some may, I have seen one Mataji, pain is too much for her. I know. She couldn't, but she's living, what to do? By seeing her, it's very, very difficult for us also. But already she is very, very depressed, but she didn't change any attire. She didn't go to white. She didn't remove the bindis. She is just like that, but I know that she is very highly depressed. Very highly depressed. So she's not under my guidance, and she didn't ask me how I should change myself. Already somebody is very depressed, where we can go and tell them, no, you should wear white, all these things. But some old Matajis who are under my guidance, I tell them, Mataji, now, you wanted a full devotional life, right? As a husband is the very important person whom you have to serve. So that person, now all the children got married. They are settled. No boys for her, no male child, all females, they all settled. Now husband's pension is coming. I suggested her, better you become a widow, proper widow, take white clothes, come and settle in Mayapur. I suggested her. Nothing went inside. Then I left. Because, there is a question of who will take care of her when she falls sick. Who will, yeah, right? So, high determination is needed to lead a ascetic life also. She's chanting and following everything, but a little more renunciation can be done. If Okay, I don't expect that she also die immediately after husband, but we can become serious in devotion life, no? Like I suggested told, no? In Mayapur, 2 Matajis. They wear white, you may not even identify them. Only known persons can know them. Full white, eating little bit, not into any function or anything, chant more, live a very simple life. One more Mataji also. There are so many. They are advanced very nicely. They don't have any social life. No social life. So sometimes it looks very cruel, but that person is voluntarily accepting it. Right? Throughout the Shastra, we see that King Bharat, all the kings, like Prithu Maharaj, any king's life you take. So all these Rishabhadev, all these kings, after they rule the kingdom, stop, go to forest, become Vanaprastha, then sannyas, then leave the body without anybody's uh, without anybody's knowledge. They do complete devotional service or tapasya or yoga, whatever it is, according to their different yugas. We are seeing, no, in Bhagavatam, full Bhagavatam, we see that only. So women can also become like that when duties are over, children settled, husband died, and then she should take up sannyas only and become serious in devotional life. Right? At any age. But if that devotion is not there, then better settle decently. That I can identify because, I am being a counselor. I come across with such many single women in my life. Recently, I suggested one Mataji that better you get married because the way you dress shows that you are ready. You are ready for sense gratification. If I decorate nicely, means I have my husband, right? But if a single woman, if you put different things and then she answers me back, to attract Krishna, I am dressing. No. If you are a divorcee or if you are a widow, then you take up white cloth. That is better. If you want to remarry, then that also is there. But if you remain in between, no, that is a disturbance to the society. It's a big disturbance. So, thank you very much. What do you suggest? Shall I post this in the YouTube? Is there anything? Vanita,
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
I put this public or?
Yes, Mataji. I suggest yes. Because it is very rare, Mataji. This kind of teachings are very rare.
Yeah, okay. Because, Rohini Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Congratulations. Yeah, it is so strong to hear for the nowadays girl. Actually, I know one of the devotee, whose husband is no more. She's very right, so she dress up like normal, like others. So So how does this kind of things will apply to that kind of people? Like wearing a white saree, like bald head, like that.
They said it should be given as an instruction by their Guru Maharaj, and a
Uh,
person should
they
not take up.
they recently came to Krishna conscious. Actually, it's been a year, but they're sincere.
They are sincere.
Yeah.
So their
Sure.
mentors should tell, or the Guru should tell, or like that.
Mm.
No, but nowadays Guru Maharaj is also not, they are not telling anything to them.
Mhm.
Because they are scared, whatever they are doing, that they may leave. If we tell them, be like this, be like that,
Right.
then whatever they are following, that also they may not do. That's in that fear they are scared. But nicely we can present such things. Like as a women we are discussing here, no? Such understanding should happen.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
very sensitive. As I said, I know I have seen one Mataji who is a widow, very highly depressed. But she's not my counselee, so I have no um, rights to
Right.
tell her, right?
Right.
Rights to tell her that, why don't you change and become serious in devotion? This renunciation gives us little bit seriousness also. We have to take it in that way. Take it in that way. Now the society is not so bad. Society before it was very bad. Like a widow woman means she's not allowed in anything, and she's treated like some very inauspicious thing. But now
Right.
time changed. Nobody's, especially in ISKCON, we have no such rules. We don't say that widow should not come for deity worship, widow. Nothing like that.
Right.
But she herself, if she takes up the renunciation, it is good for her and good for the society.
Yeah.
As I said, even at the age of 50, they are ready for sense gratification.
Yeah, I mean the dressing says that they're ready, but like they're not. They are into devotional actually. So it's not like they're attached, but I don't know, for the sake of like just going along with the society, they might wear. I know two persons in the group in this temple.
Even if some normal cultured family, they come to ISKCON and they may become changed by seeing Western devotees. They may have the idea of remarriage also.
Right.
Anyway, let's see. It depends on their maturity of devotional,
Right. Right.
right?
Mataji, I have one more question.
Hmm.
So in Ekadashi, so shall we chant extra rounds throughout the day, or just also read and hear
What?
lectures and read Bhagavad Gita?
I don't understand. What do you say?
No, today is Ekadashi, right? So in some groups, like some people say, like chant more and more and more. I'm asking, like, let's just chant, and also I would like to read and hear also. So we need to give priority to chanting, also hearing and reading, right? Isn't it? Just only on chanting and Ekadashis.
See, it depends on different levels. Okay, chanting and hearing is very, very important. I'm not saying you should not hear, but
Mm-hmm.
after a period, like people like me, I am like nearing Vanaprastha. So I want hearing is there, but on Ekadasi day I want to chant more.
Okay.
Chant
Yeah,
more.
I chanted extra eight rounds actually, 8 to 10 rounds.
Mm.
So and then I started like reading. So shall I use the rest of the day for chanting more and more, or reading, because I'm reading Bhagavad Gita and
Whereas
also Bhagavatam?
your mind focuses more on the lotus feet of Krishna.
Oh, okay.
Chanting, your focus is more means do chanting. By reading, your focus is good, then read. All
Mhm.
these, all these spiritual activities, devotional services,
Right.
for what for?
Right.
Focus our mind in the lotus feet of Krishna.
Right.
By
I
chant,
mean, my question is, Shravanam is more important, right? Kirtanam comes next. So, Prabhupada says Shravanam is medicine and Kirtanam is like diet.
chanting is very important.
Sorry?
Chanting is very, 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 very important. First comes this chanting. In
Chanting.
chanting, you also have Shravanam. Chanting
Mhm.
activities are done. You are hearing the
Hearing.
You are
Chanting.
remembering Krishna, you are doing Kirtan. Smaranam is
Mhm.
there, and Shravanam is there, Kirtanam is also there. In chanting has three devotional service.
Mhm. Okay.
So ultimately, which activity is very important in devotional services? Harinam Sankirtanam.
Okay.
All these other processes are supporting process. Why we
Hmm.
need to chant more? Why
Okay.
we need to increase our taste for holy name? Because through holy name only we are going back. We are going to go back home, back to Godhead. Kali Yuga Dharma is chanting the holy name.
Right.
So ultimately, Bhagavatam, last verse, Nama Sankirtanam Yashya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamoduka Samanastam Namami Harim Param. Bhagavatam reading also should end in chant the holy name.
Okay.
So the first and most very, very important devotional service is chanting. Chant.
Okay.
But we read, we hear. Why? To increase the taste for that activity.
Mhm.
If
Okay.
you don't hear, if you don't read, then taste will not be there for us.
Yeah, that is why I'm asking.
So that's why we should have a balanced approach.
Right.
Step by step, you have to increase more and more, more and more, more and more.
Right. When we read more, then we can really understand Krishna and what he's saying. Then we can have some, increase the taste for chanting taste. That's it. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So,
So,
Rasamurti, yes,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
I have to
Yes, Pranam Mataji. Dandavatulam. Mataji, you said that if wife gets a widow, then she should increase more activities, devotional activities, like deity worship also, or like chanting and seva, any practical seva in the temple. But sometimes it happens like in temple atmosphere also, we feel unsafe sometimes without
Correct.
husband.
So, no, that the individual should be careful with such things. So,
Yes.
as I said now, chanting, reading are associating only with women.
Yes, and sometimes like in yatra and all, if we go alone without husband, that we feel very
Yeah,
in
unsafe,
not
very unsafe.
uneasy.
If you have a really well-wishing female friends, Mataji friends,
Yeah.
then somebody may
Yes.
pick up that. So better I would suggest like this, I told no, 2-3 Matajis are there very safely settled in Mayapur. And they don't discuss anything else except chanting and coming to temple, but you may not even notice how they come, how they go.
Oh,
And they come without anybody's notice. Nobody notices them.
wow.
Really very, very attractive and do many things, then you will be noted. But
Oh.
the I'm telling no 2-3 Matajis, they are somewhere in the corner, come, darshan, and then go. Like that. They are very nice, very good. Like that, the individual Mataji should be determined to make her life safe. If somebody wants to remain safe, they will remain safe.
And sometimes it becomes very uneasy, like to adjust with some other like some households also, or some matajis also, yeah, without recognition of husband, like if we go alone somewhere, then it is very different uh, outlook overall.
Right.
Means
Right.
yeah,
So
we don't feel very uneasy.
they themselves should make their plan for devotional life. They should
Hmm.
not, like even I would suggest that they should not even go for preaching.
Okay.
They should not go for preaching. Better holy name reading. Bhagavatam is there, chanting is there. If you want to your local temple, go to your local temple or have deities and then go ahead with that.
Okay.
So that particular individual should make serious decision plan for their life. That's what I'm saying. Because nobody can preach, I said, no, I already one widow Mataji is under depression. She should ask, what should I do? Or their spiritual masters should guide them. Spiritual masters were also like, a little lenient. I saw, no, that depressed Mataji wear any kind of dress. Anyway, that decision should be, how should they take association to practice in a secluded place is dangerous, isn't it? Not in a secluded place. In a community, you can live a secluded life. Like in Mayapur, I'm telling whatever my experiences in Mayapur only, right? In Mayapur, widow Matajis are living very safe, very nice. They don't, publicly appear. They are not very active in the society, so safety is there for them. They are with their family members in a safe society. They do their work, they mind their work. Unless if you are very, very visible, then, you are notified. They act in such a way that they are not able, you cannot locate them.
Okay.
You cannot, even mostly I try to remain unlocated, like, nobody should, how I go, how I come. So like that, because women should be like that. It is better for their safety. Right. So widow women should be extra careful. And secluded place means within the society, I'm telling you, within the community, devotee community, or within the family. Maybe children may be there, grown-up children. So with that, you can spend your life. Have a proper family, nice, taking care. They are taking care of you. You can remain at home.
Okay.
I have seen my grandmother. She became widow in old age only. She was perfect renunciant. After that, I have never seen her wearing any color blouse. That much only she knew. So she was wearing only white blouse, simple saris, very simple saris. And no bindi, no bindi, no flowers, no bangles, nothing. She used to have, she was the devotee of Lord Shiva. Like purely ascetic life she led. When we were forcing her to come for tours or cinema, she would not come. She said, better you go, you people go, you enjoy. I will not come. Sending all of us, she will only do bhajan, kirtan at home alone. But in the family only. She won't watch TV. She will not come for cinema. She will not take any palatable, attractive footsteps. Simple. She'll say, okay, that is enough. I'm old. No, enough. Like that. It's like a sannyasi in our house. Very, very. She used to get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock, do her own bhajan. Unfortunately, that time ISKCON was not there. Otherwise, she would have become an ISKCON devotee. But she herself know how to do some kind of Shiva Bhakti. She used to read, chant, always engage in some kind of activity. She used to write also some mantras and all. That's what she left. Means she lived her widow life. Very, very simple. She will not mix in anything. Some marriages, some functions. She say, you people go, I will not come. She stay back home. And the family safety was there. She was mostly with us. My mother is her daughter with us. Then at the very late stage, she went to her son. And after a few years, she passed away. Because she said, I should leave my body in my son's house. Okay, no. Son also took care of her nicely. So they lead in a society only. They are in the safe box, but in their family, but there also there is a seclusion. They don't do any sense gratificatory activities. Ascetic life only. In family life also ascetic life. So that we can practice now also. In family life also. That much needed we involve that much. And where we have to cut out, we come out. Like recently I went to a marriage, everybody know. There that much where I am needed, there I was there then, because our sadhana is very important, our bhakti is very important. We get up, complete our chanting, then go enter into any ceremonies. Then when the enjoyment goes too much, then you escape and come, because it is a high crowd, big crowd. Marriage means big crowd, and you are not notified. So I escaped. This is how now itself we have to practice. Now itself. And then when the age comes, you say that age as the reason. And then, right? Okay. Some of my relatives were sharing that in the older generations, they used to have child marriage. This also I wanted to tell. This nowadays, this is viewed as a crime. Even to speak about this is very difficult, because we cannot do this now. Even if we do, in the Brahmin community, they do. It has so much, what do you say, so much confusions. Child marriage is very, very good. If the society is ideal, a society is ideal, Prabhupada writes about this, but now law is against it. So if we break the law, then it is very, very difficult to. So women 18 years, I think if the law changed for ladies also, it seems, right? 21, I heard. It is 21 or 18, now I don't know, for ladies or. For men, it is 21 only. Above 21 only, they can get married. Some Brahmin families, they get married. Now, I will describe this in 1 minute. Hare Krishna.